During this semester, I have been volunteering at the UCF Arboretum as part of my service learning project. So today I will be talking to you about this new journey I went on at the UCF Arboretum, and I will be talking to you about what they do there, what I did as a volunteer, and how I tied it into the things I have been learning in class. Here at the UCF Arboretum, they address some real-world problems like pollution and deforestation. Since pollution and deforestation is a huge problem we face in the world today, the UCF Arboretum has made it its mission to preserve approximately 82 acres of land, which include gardens where fruit and vegetables and herbs are grown, according to the UCF Arboretum website. The need to preserve land and stop pollution is something that the UCF Arboretum addresses, and it does this by teaching volunteers in the community about gardening, landscaping, or about natural land management. There also is a greenhouse and trails you can go on where you can see views of Lake Claire and walk through scrubs and forest. This need is so important to address in the world today because people still are polluting, even though going green and recycling is being promoted more than ever. Also, our world is becoming more industrial each day. Now let's talk about some of the things I did while volunteering at the UCF Arboretum. I volunteered at the Community Farm and Garden, the Pollinator Garden, and the Natural Resource Management. While volunteering at the Community Farm and Garden, I learned a lot about gardening and about farming, and I did a lot of physical labor and got my hands dirty. Some of the things I learned was how to plant beds, how to pollinate, build an irrigation system, and how to plant properly. At the Pollinator Garden volunteer shift, I learned the importance of pollination and gained knowledge on how to pollinate plants. Lastly, while volunteering at the Natural Resource Management volunteer shift, what I did there was I helped pick up trash and we gathered sticks for future projects for the UCF Arboretum. It was here that I realized the huge problem of pollution that we have right here at the UCF campus. While traveling the trails and picking up trash, the group picked up several bags of trash, and I was really surprised at that. I definitely expected more from our student body, but I think a way to help with this problem is to add more trash cans out on the trails and around the Arboretum. Overall, throughout this service learning experience, I've learned a lot about myself. One being how little I knew about gardening and farming, but since volunteering, I now know a great deal about it. I discovered that I enjoy doing farm work like plowing and making irrigation systems. A goal of mine is to now help out at least once a month at the Arboretum for their farming and gardening shifts. Even though there's a lot of physical labor involved and I get my hands dirty, I really enjoy doing the work and what it did for the environment. My attitude towards gardening has changed as well. Before, I didn't care about having my own plants and growing my own veggies and herbs, but now I can't wait to have a place where I can build my own garden and grow my own stuff right at home. My understanding of the community really has changed as a result of this experience. When I first started doing shifts at the Arboretum, I didn't know anyone, but as I started volunteering more, I became friends with some of them. I also discovered how much diversity there is in the volunteers and staff. As a whole, the community represented different gender identities and sexual orientations. Together, no matter how different we were, we all came together and made the environment a better place. To me, that was a really awesome thing to see each shift. Now, to bring this service experience full circle, I made connections with what I was doing at the Arboretum and what I was learning in class. Two main topics that really stood out to me was gender identity and how there was no sexism or gender discrimination. Everyone was included in jobs and we worked as a team to get jobs done each shift. There was no discrimination for if you were male or female, and there was no judgment at all. While volunteering, everyone was warm, welcoming, and inclusive. I found this to be very special and is one of the main reasons I want to keep volunteering at the Arboretum.